Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for your support you are giving us in this channel, and I want you to know that your support is not taken for granted. We value your support very much. And dear ladies and gentlemen, just a humble request that if you're watching me in this channel and you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel and activate the notification so that next time we do a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Like our videos and comment to show your support to our work in this channel. As I start, allow me start by blaming the Kenyan government. Or let me say, I start by blaming William Ruto because Kizza Besigye was abducted or arrested while here in Kenya. And this went against the rights of the people that says that no one is allowed to be arrested in the other country and taken to another country. But under William Ruto's government, this one was allowed. And now Kizza Besigye is suffering as a prisoner in custody. Ladies and gentlemen, as Bobi Wine continues to get harsh warnings from General Muhoozi, that is Museveni's son, who told him he's giving him 48 hours to surrender himself to police, whereby if he fails to surrender himself, they will take that as an outlaw or rebel and take action on Bobi Wine. Bobi Wine up to now is still hiding.
I'm not going to surrender to him or to anybody. I'm not a criminal. It is not a crime to run for president. It is not a crime to challenge his father's 40-year dictatorship. If they did not want anybody to run against his father, they wouldn't have called for an election.
He cannot come out to his area because the police officers and the military personnel in Uganda under General Muhoozi are making serious and dangerous hunts on him.
I left my home because I was escaping danger, because I was under raid. I was under attack. I was raided by people, and I'd been informed earlier that they had come to harm me, and that is why I left ran away from my home. I also left. I've not gone back to my home because my home is taken over by the military. The internet at my home is jammed, and even the network. It is close to impossible to make calls to my wife and family who are home. While all that is going on, I'm not giving up. I'm not going to be intimidated. I know that Muhoozi has all the power. He is the son of General Museveni, who is the president for 40 years. He is the commander of the military. He's a chief of defense forces and commands all armed forces. But I'm not scared of him because I'm not a criminal, and everything I say is within the law.
On the other hand, his family is suffering and starving as the police officers who were deployed to surround their compound and others even inside their compound are not letting anyone to come in with foodstuffs to support the family of Bobi Wine, because you remember Babi Chagulanyi, that is Bobi Wine's wife, had raised complaint that the foodstuffs that they had were already over, and now they don't have food anymore, as they need some foodstuffs to support themselves, to be able to survive and be alive. But because of the rogue police officers deployed by General Muhoozi to destroy and interfere with their privacy, the family is suffering. And we want to say, this is not the kind of leadership that we need in Africa. This is not the kind of leadership that we should be having or seeing in Africa. The dictatorship of Museveni is making the people of Uganda suffer. And this suffering, remember, what has its beginning must have its end. At the time to end Museveni's dictatorship, together with his son, has come, and now we call for the rise of the Africa. The Ugandans to be up and awake to fight for their rights. And in support of other countries and presidents like Traore, we believe it is possible, it can be done, and it can be done. I want you to listen to the warning that PLO Lumumba sent to Museveni, telling him about his actions, how he's violating the rights of citizens of Uganda, and why that thing has to come to an end.
The Electoral Commission should be in the forefront of reminding all political players that good politics is a competition of ideas where people receive communication from those who are seeking political office and choose on the basis of the superiority of ideas. And any individual or group of individuals who perpetrate or encourage people to participate in violent activities should be barred from participating in the electoral process. It is only when there is firmness against perpetrators of violence that a clear message is sent to others that violence will be punished and will not be tolerated. The elections in Uganda are not unique and different from other elections in the continent of Africa. We have seen it in Kenya, in different countries. Violence appears to be part and parcel of our electoral processes, and electoral processes are attended by violence, by cutthroat competition, because the politicians see elective positions as positions of material aggrandizement. We must liberate the politicians from the belief that their role as politicians is to use any means necessary. We must redefine leadership. When we redefine leadership as positions of trust and responsibility, then the politicians will themselves be liberated from using violence. They'll make the political process one where their ideas are subjected to scrutiny and they are elected on the basis of those ideas. Until we do that, we will always have violence. Until we do that, we'll always have conflict. Until we do that, we will be poisoning the political chalice to the detriment of the society, to the detriment of this generation and generations yet to be born, and therefore to the detriment of our countries. Liberate yourselves from greed. Liberate yourselves from seeking power at all costs. Liberate yourselves from the spirit of seeking things that will not help the country. Liberate yourselves from seeking power for power's sake. Embrace trusteeship. Embrace citizenship. As the Greeks used to say, in any society there are tribalists and there are idiots and there are citizens. I'm asking all of us, not only in Uganda, in the continent of Africa, let us be citizens who do things that are in the best interest of our countries and that makes our countries great and makes Africans great and respectable throughout the world. It can be done and it must be done.
It is said the reason for elections in Uganda had no importance because already they knew they are going to rig the elections. Now the people of Uganda that came out to participate in democracy are not finding it easy for justice to be displayed on their votes. Ladies and gentlemen, as we talk now, Kizza Besigye, who is a captive under Museveni's leadership is suffering in prison. And remember, Winnie Byanyima said that when she visited the prison to see Kizza Besigye, she was not allowed to see him. Reason being, she was told that the prisons don't allow people to be seen at that time, and they will only allow them see their people after the elections will be done and over. And guess what? Amidst the wars that erupted after the election, Kizza Besigye was reported to be critically ill and was rushed to hospital.
He wasn't even in a position to stand up straight, that he was shaking, he told me himself, and unable to walk without support. I asked the doctor what was going to happen next. She said she wanted to review him today. I asked the authorities, the prison officers there, will you bring him back to the clinic today? And they said they don't know. That's a decision from above.
Where the prison's spokesperson, that is Frank Mbaine, lied to Winnie Byanyima that Kizza Besigye was well and was not ill, although he knew very well that Kizza Besigye was under critical conditions.
And after doing the checkups, they returned the message in Rosera. Even now, today is okay. Maybe what will come from the tests of what the doctor carried out, that one I can now not guarantee because I'm not a doctor. But Dr. Besigye is not in any danger of health. And those allegations are not new. To the best of my knowledge, since we took him on, the wife has always been arranging at any one interval when he wants the relevance of the husband comes out, then she raises it as a very big factor. But we are not failing to manage him, and he's okay.
Shame on you, Frank Baine, spokesperson of Uganda prisons. Shame on you for lying that Dr. Kizza Besigye is not ill.
The reason why Kizza Besigye is suffering in prison right now is because, number one, Museveni had that proposal of extending the term limit because he wanted his son General Muhoozi to take over leadership of Uganda from him in the coming years. But because Kizza Besigye stood against this proposal of Museveni, Museveni decided to punish him with a death sentence in jail. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the kind of leadership we want. That if someone or any leader stands against you, you put down humanity and try to serve the person with inhuman and emotional feelings. And allow me to remind General Muhoozi that when the power of brain is deactivated or shut down, if I may use that word, the power of pilosity gets in, and that's what is going on in Uganda right now. You listen to his threats he's giving to Bobi Wine and how he makes very shameful comments on his X page that truly exposes some kind of incompetence in leadership. You get to hear in his post that he's saying that he's embarrassed because they've only managed to kill 22 people, and that is a low turnout. And he is professing and saying that the next person they want to kill, or the 23rd person they want to kill, is Bobi Wine. And he says that he promises to do better. And because the reason why this is happening is that Museveni himself has accepted and is well comfortable with this, as this happens, that the killings or the manslaughters that his son is doing is what the Ugandan people deserves. And that is not what we should do to the people. Remember, humanity is to be served first, and leadership is not permanent. Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, allow me remind you again that if you are watching me and you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, like our videos, comment and share, and to say thank you very much for your great support to this channel. The other reason why Kizza Besigye is expected to rot in jail is because Kizza Besigye refused to go to Museveni and kneel down before him and his son General Muhoozi to ask for forgiveness, although what the forgiveness was meant for is not reasonable. And because William Ruto's government allowed this to happen to Kizza Besigye, now you can now see Kizza Besigye's life is in danger, and Museveni wants him dead in the custody. Ladies and gentlemen, I still keep on reminding you that freedom will have to come to Uganda, and a time is coming that the Ugandan people will live a very fearless life, a very comfortable life, and life full of freedom. As the fights continue, and we are hoping to get the victory yet.
Tio mshahara bakwiye
589 votes. Others, 0.
okay where
Washikura, Karo High School, Washikura.
Now Museveni, who secured the 7th term win in the general elections that were held on 15th January 2026 in Uganda, through unfair and injustice elections, he came out to speak to the public. He told them that they have won that elections, and he warned those people who are against him, because it is real and true, they cannot defeat him in the elections. And the true reason is because of rigging elections. And that is something that you've clearly seen from the officials of election that were manually taking those votes to secure a win in favor of Museveni. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this podcast. Let's meet in the next.